Hello and welcome to episode 2 of Beer Club. Thank you very much to those who watched and enjoyed episode 1, and a special shout out to not only Beer52 themselves and Ferment magazine for their comments and retweets, but also to some of the various breweries that featured in last month's box, including Glen Affric Brewery, Boss Brewing, the Alphabet Brewing Company, and More Beer, who also got in touch through Twitter. Thank you very much for that. Second episode, and we're looking at another Beer52 box. This month, Beer52's worked together with a number of New Zealand-based breweries to bring us a lovingly packed box full of Pacific Island beers, along with another bar snack, these Sophie's Pitta Chips. So, as last month, I've gone for the 12-pack upgrade, and I've gone for the mix of light and dark beers again. So as before, I'm going to go through each one of the beers, talk about each one of the breweries, and say what I think about each one of the beers. So we're starting off with a couple of beers from 8 Wicked. 8 Wicked's based in Auckland. This is a brewery that's created an award-winning range of beers since starting off in 2009, and they've even made a couple of collaboration beers as well. First of all, we've got the Tropodelic Pale Ale. Really enjoyed this. Crisp, sharp and refreshing with some pale malt sweetness and some notes of mango and pineapple in there. Got a lovely smell to it too. Enjoyed this one. The next one from 8 Wicked is a collaboration that they've done with Fierce Beer. This is called Fancywiring. And between them, they've come up with a really nice sort of hazy IPA with plenty of juicy, fruity hops without becoming overly bitter. Very refreshing, very enjoyable, nice, easy drinking. Next up, we've got Cassels Pale Ale. Just the one drink from Cassels. Now, their pale ales are a full-bodied, fruity pale ale with some citrus and sort of zesty notes, with a lovely smooth aftertaste and a caramel sweetness to it, which was fantastic. And the only issue I've got with this pale ale is that I wish it'd been in a bigger bottle, to be honest with you. Next up, we've got a couple of beers from Deep Creek. They're another brewery that's based in Auckland. Deep Creek do this thing where they'll take influences from craft beers all over the world, but then they'll add that sort of little Kiwi twist to them, which is very good. And we're seeing that first of all with this first drink, the Undercurrent Pilsner, which will take like the your traditional sort of Czech style of a Pilsner, you know, that sort of crisp, clean taste, but then they'll have those distinctive New Zealand hops sort of thrown in there. Even if you're not traditionally a Pilsner fan, there's still a lot to enjoy here. We've got a clean, smooth taste with a good balance between it being malty and bitter. Good aftertaste as well. Excellent to have with food, I found this one was. Very nice. The next one, now then, this is a sour beer, the Margarita Lime Sour. Now, I will be honest with you, I'm not overly keen on sour beers. But one of the reasons why I got a mixed box from Beer52 was to try out new beers that I wouldn't normally go for. Like we saw this last month when I was drinking stouts and porters, which is something I wouldn't normally drink, and yet I enjoyed them. Now, having had this sour beer and another sour beer that's in the box, which I'll come to in a moment, I can honestly say I'm still not a fan of sour beer, but that doesn't mean that I didn't like this, because I did. It's quite a light lager-like beer with a little sourness from the lime, a little understated, but overall it wasn't bad at all. Again, it's not going to turn me into a fan of sour beer, but it certainly didn't put me off the idea of having sour beer again. So yes, good work with this one. The next sour beer is from Funk Estate and their Jungle Boogie Blood Orange Sour. So another sour ale, this time with blood orange to make for a sort of a fruity, tart and acidic taste. There's a dash of citrus in there as well, just so that it's not too much. Yeah, again, not a fan of sour ales usually, so the fact that I rather enjoyed this speaks volumes, I think. And then we're going to round things off with a selection of beers from the Yeastie Boys. Now, they're founded in New Zealand, but they're also brewing in Australia and the UK. Now, the Yeastie Boys have been brewing delicious award-winning ales and receiving a lot of critical acclaim since their launch in 2008. And the fact that we've got so many of their ales in this month's box really is a treat. First of all, we've got the classic hit Extra Pale Ale. Now, extra pale ales are a big deal in New Zealand at the moment, and after having had one of these, I can see why. It's very pale both in alcohol and bitterness, but there's plenty of flavour and aroma, including papaya, mango with a note of white grape and passion fruit. This is a good after dinner beer to relax with, I find. This next one was a surprise, the Pot Kettle Black South Pacific Porter. Now then, this is fresh and hoppy like a pale ale, yet it's dark as night and it's rich with malt. So it's a porter and an IPA together. We've got a bit of a licorice-like aftertaste as well, which was quite surprising. Next up, we've got the Digital IPA. This is again sort of packed full of flavours and aromas, like different fruits, mango, melon, white grape again, and a hint of citrus with a nice like a hoppy aftertaste. Okay, so the next one is Hes Blind, and this is the Yeastie Boys take on a Brut IPA, which links itself to wine even more actually by adding grape juice as one of its ingredients, making what's essentially an aromatic white wine in beer form. Yeah, definitely one for a sunny day, and potentially another one that'd be good to have with food. Next up is Deep Fake, which is a collaboration beer with North End Brewery. Again, we're going for a mix here. This is a Vienna style lager with a beautiful base of honey, almond and hazelnut, and into that you're throwing those New Zealand hops to give the beer some hints of spicy limes and tropical fruits. So again, another interesting mix from Yeastie Boys. We've got a lager and an IPA together, which is unusual but very nice and very easy to drink. And then last of all, we've got Shadow of the Dog, which is like a German style wheat beer, again with that New Zealand flavour in there. Get this, we've got in terms of how it smells, it's aromatics. You've got banana, you've got bubblegum, and you've got clove. Okay, interesting. Then with the flavour, you've got chocolate, biscuit, dark fruits, bonfire toffee, cherries, plums. The result is that you've got a beer that feels really decadent, but at the same time is surprisingly easy to drink. Don't let the fact that banana is in it and biscuit put you off. This was really, really nice. This is, I mean, I do like me some German beer anyway, but you're throwing in these New Zealand influences in as well. It's just like, wow, this is good. And then, of course, I mentioned this last month, we've got the monthly magazine Ferment included as well. As before, it's packed full of interesting reads about the various breweries featured in the box this month. This month, of course, we've got Deep Creek, 8 Wired, Yeastie Boys, and some fantastic recipe ideas for some New Zealand style pies. Oh yeah. So that has been my second box from Beer52. I've been very happy with that again as well. Lots of really unusual, really interesting flavours, lots of mixes, lots of things I would probably never have tried otherwise. Definitely some favourites. Yeah, I look forward to seeing more Yeastie Boys. I look forward to seeing some more Deep Creek, and I look forward to seeing some more Cassels as well. So yeah, if Beer52 want to do another New Zealand box at sometime soon, there'll certainly be no objections from me. As before, thank you very much for those that took the time to watch episode 1, and I hope that you've enjoyed episode 2 as well. Please take the time to like, leave a comment, subscribe to this channel to see more videos like this, and share the video across all your various social media gubbins. And I'll see you again next time.